Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer, and I'm going to switch it up and do a live love astrology and tarot horoscope. So, I think one of the coolest things that's occurring right now is that Venus, as we speak, is 29 degrees and 57 minutes right now. So we literally have maybe like another hour and a few minutes before Venus goes into Capricorn. As such, let's do a ritual. We're going to do a Venus ritual. When Venus is at the final degree of mutable signs, there's an exceptional potency of love juju, and it's in Sagittarius. So this is low key a love orgy because Sagittarius has to love everything and everyone, and this is our opportunity to just get soaked in the love of Venus. Pause. Still, what this ritual will involve is a meaningful look at your vision when it comes not to love, but to pleasure. And that's what I respect about Sagittarius. I mean, that's my opposite sign right there. So one thing Sagittarius taught me is you should never have shame in your game. That's the one sign that will just, they have no problem doing certain things other people might be embarrassed to do. They'll just, balls out, do it. And you got to give it up. There's a wildness to this that embodies the energy of Jupiter, or some call Zeus. And we all know how Zeus got down. But yeah, one thing about that tendency for Sagittarius as an energy to be able to just fall in love with anyone represents the joy of the creator. Love is not restrictive. Love is not necessarily like discriminating. The essence of love is not necessarily like, oh, well, I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, so I just can't love you. I'm sorry. That's not the energy of love. That's the energy of Saturn, Chronos. Like, you have to actually put a restriction. Whenever you see a man or a woman, your body feels like impulses. The love in your heart, no matter who you're with, opens. You have to make the decision. You have to consciously make the decision to be like, no, I'm going to hold this emotion back. No, I'm going to hold this back. That's why I love doing synastry reports. That's why I love doing compatibility reports, because you could literally see that in the astrology chart. You could literally see how the chemical reaction works. When someone's Mars is on your rising sign, that Mars person finds the rising person attractive. Like the AC is the definition of sexy and attractive to the Mars person. When someone's Mars is on another person's Venus, there is a sexual attraction. When someone's sun is on someone's moon, there is an emotional connection that you cannot hide. You have to actually willingly make the decision to hold that back. And that's what an energy like Venus in Sagittarius very amazingly illustrates: the freedom of pleasure. Okay. Not love. And it's so interesting, once again, whenever we really look at love, I invite for you to look at the transit of the sun, because love in its essence is represented by Leo. Love in its essence is the application of caring for someone. The whole notion for being there for somebody and caring about how they feel and being willing to nurture their feelings with no extra cost at to them, the application of that is love. The application of Cancer is love in Leo, which is expressed through what? Virgo, kindness, to where out of love, you will help the next person. That's love. People, we as a culture have subtly been taught to believe that Venus is love. Lucifer, Venus, the morning star, Venus is really more so, it's not to be confused with Aphrodite either, which Aphrodite has more of its ties to Pisces. Venus is more a material influence that represents pleasure, which is important because pleasure and desire are very much so involved in how you love. All right. If anything, Venus is how you get infatuated with someone, not necessarily how you love someone. So it'll be hard for some people. Some people have their sun on Venus. So it's impossible for them to differentiate between love and pleasure. Some people have their Mars on Venus. So they think that love and sex are intertwined when it's just a creative expression of their pleasure and desire. Thank you, eccentric. But yeah, so I'm going to be talking about Venus though, because it's going to shift in the Capricorn, and our capacity to express wild amounts of pleasure, hedonistically so, is now going to ground and align with our awareness of love, the sun that will shine unconditionally, whether you're a robber in the streets or whether you do everything for the community and you're a mayor. The sun is going to shine on both people. It does not discriminate. The sun, the fire signs and sunlight, right? What's up, Sheena? Fire signs and sunlight, they're never going to dim their light because, oh, sorry, you didn't come to my meeting yesterday. You didn't come to my meeting yesterday, so I'm just not going to shine this light on you anymore. Oh, sorry, you don't believe in what I believe, so I'm not going to shine this light. Like that just energetically doesn't work that way. It's a conscious effort that will make you close your heart. It's a conscious effort that's going to make you stop loving. It's a conscious effort that's going to make you discriminate. And I will always say this because it's the MF truth. There is never, under any circumstances, ever, 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 ever a reason to never love anyone. There's never a reason to never love anyone. So every single mental block and reason that you have to shut your heart off to someone is not only a lie, but it's a program that you set for yourself, either because expectations got shattered, either because you probably got hurt. And when we talk about where love is headed, the sun, Venus, Saturn, it's all headed to Pluto right now. So a whole lot of this is going to have much to do with getting rid of those programs. So regardless, this isn't to say that this isn't necessarily to say that you're supposed to get rid of those programs. Some people are here to hate. Like, I guess everyone's under the impression that everyone's supposed to be kumbaya, but that's not how opposite signs work. Like, some people are here to discriminate. Some people are here to be classist. Some people are here to shut their heart off to love, because when you are filled with love and you want to connect, it's really hard to be an assassin. It's really hard to do certain things that you have to do because now you care about something that gets in the way of the antithesis. My concern is just to let you know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, where do you stand in this? It's a conscious decision for you to block this off. And a lot of this is going to ground in a few short hours. But this ritual that we can do now that Venus is at the final end of Sagittarius, what is this vision when it comes to giving and receiving pleasure? And it's in Sagittarius. So if you had no shame, okay, good. It's still in Sag. If you had no shame, what is this vision? I'm talking about even if this is like bumping uglies in public, like no shame. Like how would you express and receive this pleasure? What is the grandiose, most magnificent experience of this pleasure with your heart that you want to share with yourself and a few others? As you envision this, this is going to evoke energy within your body. It's so effortless. It wasn't always this easy, mind you. The whole notion of just being able to form intent and then start to generate energy. This isn't law of attraction. This is not law of attraction, but to just generate energy in your frequency. The reason why we can do it this easy is because Neptune is in Pisces. 1989 changed the game. 1989 changed the goddamn game, my friends, because 1989, Uranus and Neptune were in Capricorn, and you have to really think about where you've been ever since Uranus and Neptune went into Capricorn in the 80s up until now. Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn was our ability as a collective to refine our intent and directly start to manifest with that. Back when it was in like Leo and Virgo, you really had to work. Like it wasn't that easy. Like all the people who have Neptune and Scorpio and Pluto Virgo, oh my gosh, they're like, yes, everything is so easy. It's like I can transmute from the ground without there being shifts in the tectonic plates. So Neptune being in Pisces is what literally gives our imagination steroids. So you envisioning this, it really is that easy. Just in case some of you might be put off when I just say envision something and then fully expect for you to walk into this when it goes to the Capricorn, you may think, am I really doing anything? And this is you having to embrace that whole unseen element with Pisces. So just continue to envision this. If you're doing this right, you should feel joy in your heart because Venus evokes joy above all. All right. You don't even have to have a vision. You could just feel joy. Like it's that amazing. And there's a very, 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 very profound shift into the way that you're going to feel all of this move. All right. Now, I'm going to pull cards for each of the elements. Each of the elements are going to get an oracle card. Okay. Before I pull cards for the elements, if you're a yin yang apprentice, um, if you're a yin yang apprentice, or if some of you kind of feel the influence of a dark energy within you, this is going to be the one opportunity for you to release because Pluto's involved. This is we're stepping into a love cycle, a love and romance cycle with Saturn and Pluto. So this is where the life-changing relationships come in. And some of you carry dark spirits in your heart. All right. Some of you have had transference rituals where maybe a great grandfather passed the spirit down to you, and it's like a burden you carry. And it's something that has low key gotten in the way of relating with people because the yin in your soul clashes with the yang. So it's like, it's not really that you're unlikable or a bad person, but you deal with certain influences within you or around you that literally get in the way of you fully connecting with people. And this represents an imbalance within your spirit and your soul. This doesn't apply to everyone. Some people have sun moon trines and sextiles, and they're very much so like aligned. But there's a rare few of you who you may be dealing with an imbalance because one part of you very much so accepts and seeks love and pleasure, but another part of you completely repels it. And you may find that there are certain unconscious behaviors or conscious decisions that literally block you from experiencing the love that you want. And you have to understand this is not necessarily you, and this is something that you're finally going to be in a position to release. For those of you who feel this, there is a special kind of relationship that you're going to be attracting. And this represents with it certain archetypes. So before I get into the elements, if you find you're either going to be like the Meister or the weapon. That's the archetype, really, where I- I'm gonna give certain symptoms and you'll know. So if you're the one that has to carry this energy, and what this represents is the ability to take in karma and darkness to process it. You're not a victim. This isn't like something that is bad. This is something you chose to do, and it plays a purpose. So you may find yourself isolated. You may find yourself a little bit introverted. You may find that maybe you don't necessarily have any ill will towards others, but when they get in your energy field, it's like go away, go away, go away. Or you're the counterpart where you found that you've had to deal with really difficult people. Like you in your own, you're very well balanced within yourself, but recently you've had to deal with a lot of difficult people in your life. Very recently, like just people who are unreasonably difficult. And this is like the Wicked just said, took the words out of my mouth. Yin yang twins are starting to form. It's a code word. It's nothing like a twin flame kind of thing. Normally, there's the one pair is a bit extroverted, the other pair is a bit introverted. And what's going to happen is, for those of you who feel this dynamic within you where you want to connect with other people, but an opposing part kind of repels, there's a special partner that you're going to connect with during this cycle. This partner could be someone you work with. This partner could be a friend. This partner can end up being romantic. You might be married to this partner. And it's something that's going to awaken within you too. Okay. The one of you who has been dealing with difficult people, you're going to actually partner with that first person who has this difficult energy within them because you are training. The reason why you've been dealing with difficult people is because the universe has been training you to have to deal with the beast within that other person, so that during this relationship dynamic, you're going to be in a position for where when that person loses consciousness, you represent them being able to fully surrender and let go so they can deal with that issue, because now you've been training and you're way more than powerful enough to deal with this quote unquote demon in the other. It's not really a demon, but just keep that in mind. This is not necessarily going to be a popular relationship dynamic because most people at current still have work to do on themselves. And whenever there's like problems in a relationship, they kind of just break up and run away. For those of you who actually value grounded partnerships and are willing to work through your issues, this is really where you're going to feel this. Other than that, Um, I would really, with Juno and Aquarius, realign your motives. This is going to be an exceptionally amazing time for those of you who want willingly to be single, because a lot of the shift of this energy is going to very powerfully align your goals to where you're headed so that you could work around your routine and shed old habits and feelings. Keep in mind that with Pluto and Saturn, that will be initiating this cycle. And there's great significance that we're doing this now because all of this energy is focused and Venus is going to shift into Capricorn throughout this transit. There's a lot of people who you're going to find you and other people are reevaluating why you really want to connect with people or be in love. Because what Pluto does with Neptune's help is dissolve and completely decimate constructs, systems, and programming. Okay. Pluto is involved here with Saturn. So it's like a lot of people, if you were going to like probe deep into their minds and ask why it is they want companionship, most of them have grown up watching programs that set up archetypes behind romance in every context, movies, TV shows, books, stories, advertising, constantly and always setting up this theme to where even if they're not even wanting to watch or stay glued to it, it's still in their environment. It's literally impossible to go through the average work week without being exposed to these tropes and themes. So the whole notion of wanting and yearning for this has a lot to do with being influenced to do so. A lot of people, this is all they know. So when you take a transit like Pluto and Saturn with Venus in Capricorn, and now Pluto deprograms this, you're going to see a lot of people realizing, oh, wait, what is the real reason that do I really love this person? Like a lot of people are going to fall out of love. And this isn't a bad thing because for people who are authentically soulmates, you're going to find that they start to love each other for the right reasons. And that's really the goal of this. But a lot of people are going to like wake up when it's like, oh, wow, the reasons why I thought I was supposed to have this family or I was supposed to really be in love, I'm realizing they weren't really authentic to me. Okay. Especially when you have people who get pressured to do certain things. Certain women who feel like they're too old to be single, right? And it's not even that they really even wanted to be in a relationship. Some people get pressured. Some people in relationships may feel like a lot of this seriousness is weighing down. And this isn't necessarily like a recurring theme. I'm just saying there's going to be a super serious tone. When you have all this energy in Capricorn, it's like, how authentic is your love when you're in an environment that's super serious and super solemn, where you're starting to deal with real world issues? You know what I mean? This is what's going to make the themes of the relationships that form productive. So for those of you who like, for a lot of earth sign people, this is going to be ideal because the type of relationships and romance that develops, you'll be connecting with your soulmate to help other people, to do projects that help the world. So you're being aligned for real reasons. Now you love somebody because they were directly part and parcel of the most meaningful thing you've ever done which authentically reflected you, not because you saw them on Instagram and you thought they were super sexy and you just kind of like their pictures. And, not to say that most people do, but you'd be surprised. So this is that kind of transit that will really transform the way you seriously feel about what you invest your heart in. And interestingly enough, another theme through this is refinement. So if you feel a heaviness, if some of you have been feeling a heaviness, if some of you have been feeling melancholy, you should actually embrace it. Don't run away from the feeling or sensation. You want to go towards that feeling because this is what's going to get you what you're ultimately seeking. So don't run away from that feeling. Some of you could play with it. I mean, if you have Moon on Saturn, you live this life anyway. But yeah, just keep that in mind. So Earth, we're going to start with you. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. You really want to make sure that a lot of the decisions you'll be making for yourself concerning love are truly worth it. Like really worth it, because there may be a ridiculous imbalance. And what if things you want to entertain if the worst case scenario happens from your decision that you make, will you still stand by it? If you have doubts, I really wouldn't move forward with that, because any decisions that you're going to make in your relationships or for love will be binding. Like they're going to last. So make sure you really want what you're about to make for yourself, because I don't think a lot of you realize you're going to get what it is you want. So make sure you really want it. And I have ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. Word. Water, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. I was laughing, by the way, because Earth signs don't ask anyone for help. So this is gonna be funny. Water, I'm gonna be real with you on an even deeper level. You might just want to embrace this deeper surge of energy. I think it's been hard for you, Water, to not catch feelings. And I think you're trying to act like Earth and control yourself. You ever see a water sign try and control themselves and try and control? You ever see a water sign like try not to get in their feelings, knowing damn well like there's no way that's not gonna happen. Like it's like watching a fish flop out of water. It's low key hilarious. But the reason why you might be catching, because some of you water signs are just catching feelings, and it's not even like you want to catch feelings. It's just like, oh, we're doing this again. Oh. And the level of vibrational warfare is just like skyrocketed. So if you think you're not going to be caught in the sea, forget about it. Like, so I'm going to give you unconventional advice. Just kind of like embrace it. Like this is probably bad advice, but I would not fight the tide, because some of you are trying to fight the tide. Some of you're getting caught deep in your feelings. And even, when you get caught so deep in your feelings, you're like, okay, I think this is too deep. I think now I'm getting out of line. You have to actually experience it. Just just pretend you actually have to experience the dark of this just so you can experience it and let it go. Really feel into it. Really go deep. Scorpio, you're probably getting dark too. Like some of y'all are getting really dark. And it's like, I don't think you guys don't know. You can go deeper. Pisces, you can escape even further. Cancer, you can go even deeper. Like don't let these other zodiac signs make you feel like you can't be in your feelings, as if they understand emotions like you understand emotions. Some of you have been going super dark lately, and you have to understand Saturn's with Pluto. So the best way to deal with this is to not suppress it, because it's going to do the worst thing. Like, you actually have to embody this, especially if you're a sun sign. You embodying it during your sun will now let the sun bring awareness. But yeah, just be mindful of what you do. See, you don't have to do anything. Don't make any actions based off these feelings that you'll regret. But if you just have to sit there and experience it and just simmer, like, you should give, if someone tries to like get into your personal space and tell you how to feel during this period, give them these hands and tell them that they should feel these hands if they tell you how to feel. You know how air signs and earth signs will just like start to throw shade, like, maybe if you weren't in your feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may better make them feel these hands. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Even me, even if the peace dealer gaslights you, make me feel these hands. The card I have for you is have patience. Love is patient and kind, always. Fire, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I'm going to give you bad advice as well. I'm going to give you horrible advice, actually. But I really do want you to take this, okay? Now, I don't think you're afraid. You're not afraid at all. But I think you're very aware that, you know, you're going to, you have a fire in your heart that is blinding, that is just so effervescent. The shit's hot. Whew! Oh my gosh. And it's like a lot of fire signs are in this conundrum. It's like, I want to give you my love, but if I do, I'm going to burn you down. And so fire signs have to now date other fire signs. But for a fire sign, there's nothing more boring than dating another fire sign. And this makes no sense because everyone else is more boring than fire signs. But when a fire sign is with another fire sign, it's like, well, yeah, this is super fun, but I'm used to my element. I want water and earth. I want to talk to air. But then they realize it's like, if I were to give them my love, they're just going to burn. Air is going to run away. Earth is going to burn. And water is going to try and put out my fire. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And it's like, first of all, fire, if you're worried about air running away, trap air and then burn the hell out of them. If you're worried about burning earth to cinders, you better burn earth to cinders. And when they cry and tell you to stop, turn up the heat. Fire, I think you just have to realize if people cannot handle your heat, they just have to run out the kitchen. But my advice is to put them in a situation to where they can't even run out the kitchen and they just burn. And they just have to either be reborn like a phoenix or die. And this is why you can really only end up with water, but water will buffer your fire. And I don't really know. You're going to have to turn water into steam. And don't let these people fool you. Don't let these people make you think that you cannot burn up water. Have you seen Charizard give Blastoise that fade? Charizard taught me that fire can beat water. Seismic toss these water signs and turn them to steam fire. You're just gonna have to burn, all right? And I see y'all hold back because y'all know full damn well that people will be blind and be like, they're being so extra. They're being so extra. Shoot. As soon as I see Sagittarius start shining, I go the other way. As soon as I start to see Leo get extra, I'll probably play with them a bit. But I know I've been known to run away too. Like y'all fire signs are too blinding. But you have to understand we secretly love it. Some of us just cannot handle it. And forget what we think. Forget, this is horrible advice, by the way, but forget what we think. Burn us. Now, don't burn us. Don't burn us in that way, but burn us with your fire and your love. And if you ever felt like you had to hold back your fire, I'm going to get so much of you in trouble. If you felt that you ever had to hold back your fire, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And we have physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Physical touch. Air, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Air. Just want to be mindful. Get it? Mindful. You know, air. I'm not gonna lie, this week you might have to make a couple core decisions. You see, you want to ask yourself, is you catching a W worth not receiving the love you want? Because it's not like you can't have the love you want, air signs, but there's just a certain level that you come from. And you might have thought that it's kind of similar to fire. It's actually very similar to fire. Fire burns too bright, so they have to, go around each other. Okay. Air, we kind of have to, and this is going to sound hella arrogant because I guess that's why people think, I can understand Aquarius in this. When people say Aquarius is arrogant, they're not arrogant. It's like, as an air sign, we have to get out our head, right? We have to ground and come down. And it's like no one can ever really get up there. Like, unless we're with another air sign, it's like, breath of fresh air. Yeah. You ever just be a Gemini or chill with a Libra and Aquarius, or you're an Aquarius and you chill with like a Libra and a Gemini? It's just like, oh, yes. Oh, yes, I'm flying again. Yes. But then it's like, I don't really, it's not like air wants to be with air too. We're kind of like bros and sisters. It's like we kind of want to be with fire, earth, and water. So air, it's like, there's certain things, Libra, there's certain things that you want to enforce as fairness. And Gemini, there's certain things that are true. But you might have to compromise. You might have to deal with people who either don't give a damn or don't care, or don't care, or they're just not really smart enough to get it. Like, you can explain it to them as much as you want. Is your pride more important than connecting? And for some of you, it is. For some of you, it is. And that might not be a bad thing. But just understand, it's going to take a long time before you kind of come into that kind of consensus. Now, this isn't really so much like an argument thing. For air, the reason why this is a bit personal is a lot of this is wrapped into your identity. Not necessarily ego, but A lot of this is a lot of air signs could sometimes feel slighted because it's almost as if the reason why um the reason why people like them is, for example, a lot of reasons why people like Libra is because of their popularity and also because of their charm. So they could kind of take offense when they deduce that you don't really like them for them. And this isn't in every case. That was just like a bad example. So, in this quarter, this is how Pluto is influencing the earth signs. Pluto is in Aquarius' 12th, Gemini's 8th, Libra's 4th. And at core internal issues, it's like, damn, do people even like me for me, or do they like me because of what I have? And it's changing your mind around who you even love and if they really love you. And are you willing to transform? Do you want to lose that love? Is it even real love? So like it's kind of fucked up. But other than that, if you do choose to sacrifice this for love, it's not really a sacrifice. Just make sure you don't lose yourself in the process. Basically, Air, the message I have for you is don't compromise yourself just because you may feel mentally alienated. Don't think it's worth it. Don't think it's don't think it's worth it. Don't think that you feel like you have to give in just so you can play under someone's program, because these are people who want to take you as a bird, air signs, and put you in their cage. That's not real love. Real love is not putting you in a cage and petting you and feeding you and showing you off. Look at my bird in the cage. No. Real love is letting you fly away, knowing you'll come back when you want. And I know y'all saw me shuffle this. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. So trust me, no one really there's no conspiracy against you either. You just really want to be in a position to keep it 100%. And if you need help with that, go get burned to cinders by a fire sign, because they will show you how to do that, and they will burn your ass up, and not in that way too. They will burn you with their love and fire. All right, so I'm now going to draw the love horoscopes for this week for each of the 12 zodiac signs. Make sure you sign up for my Love and Astrology webinar on the 26th and my Full Moon in Cancer webinar on the 1st. I also have my Twin Flame and Soulmate readings still available and still on sale, which will definitely be great to get now that Venus is entering Capricorn, because this will now ground physically the realization of your partners. Also, some of you are about to attract your soulmates and your twin flames. Let me tell you. So here's the difference. First of all, I'm just going to outright off cuff say that a twin flame is a type of soulmate. So everyone is twin flame crazy, but you really need to focus on soulmates, and not just in the romantic sense. Okay. A twin flame is a kind of soulmate. There are different tiers of soulmates. Leo and Sagittarius are capable of achieving one of the highest quality soulmate relationships. And that's way higher than twin flame. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that a twin flame relationship is the highest. It's important and it's pivotal, but it's not the highest. A lot of people think they're in twin flame relationships when they're really in divine partnerships. Okay. It's a subtle difference. And this is all jargon, that we don't need to go into that. I'm going to do an official like soulmate webinar, and I'll try and go into this, but just don't get into the habit of being like twin flame soulmate. Just know it's soulmate. This is deep love. True love is the theme here. True love and divine partnership. True love manifests itself as divine partnerships, and divine partners can be special types of soulmates. They could be twin flames. However, when we talk about twin flame, we're talking about special soulmates who have incarnated in every context. They have karma. That's why this is it's very powerful, but it could be very, it's not themed on romance at all, because you're having to deal with the good and bad karma that you've had in every lifetime. Someone will most likely be your twin flame if they were your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, that dude that you had beef with at the corner store, that dude or that lady that you had to go to war with. You know what I'm saying? Like every context. This is not just romantic. Okay. So some of you have been feeling, when you're about to make an important connection with someone, your energies start to converge. Souls encounters between the souls are planned long before you ever like meet in person. So some of you have been feeling their energy thinking it's yours. All right. Some of you, if you've been feeling, because when Venus was going from Scorpio to Sag, this was starting to bring it. When it goes into Capricorn, it's going to happen. So check it. Some of you might have been feeling calm and peace. If some of you, your heart's been feeling excited, and you're like, whoa, what's happening? Like, my heart's starting to feel excited. That's because your spirit self and your soul, which is outside space and time, is starting to feel it. You're feeling the relationship that's going to come in. So this is a prime indicator. You're going to connect with the soulmate and divine partner. Okay, very soon. If over the past 2 weeks, your heart has just been feeling progressively happier, and it's like nothing is happening in your immediate environment, but you can feel like deep love, like, oh my gosh, I already feel like I'm with my partner. That's because you are, and you're about to actually physically meet each other. So the sensation of this actually comes before. Okay, so really keep that in mind. If you've been feeling that, that's because it's not just you that makes this happen. These encounters are fated, and you have spirit guides. They have spirit guides. They negotiate with angels in heaven. Like, okay, we're going to orchestrate this meeting. Especially when you have certain meetings where it's like, wow, if I wasn't here at this time, I would have never met this person. That's all orchestrated. That is all 100% orchestrated. Like, that's why your focus should just be living your path and walking your truth. You should never worry about who you're going to get with, how you get with. Like, you need to be walking your path so things can fall into place. So if some of you have been feeling this, all right, that means the person that you're going to connect with is a new soulmate, which is one of the best things, by the way. People have this preoccupation of like wanting to meet their past life lover. One of the best things is new love. When your karma is clear and someone else's karma is clear, and you're meeting together in this lifetime for the first time, especially now that all this energy has gone through the galactic center and we're starting into a new age, the best type of relationship are new soulmates, new people coming together. It's the bee's knees, because you don't have any of that baggage. Now, if you've been feeling that, good job. You're going to have a new soulmate. If you've been feeling dark, some of you have been feeling dark, especially tied around love. Like, some of you have been connecting with something. I'm not going to say someone, but some of you have been connecting with something where it's like revolved around love. You just feel hella dark. And it's just been not even just dark. It's like you're working through themes, certain contexts about, fidelity, about rules and relationships have been coming up, and it's like, but it's not that you're feeling dark. It's projected towards someone. It's like you're projecting it towards an archetype of a certain person, and you've been feeling dark, like you've been feeling pissed. That means you're about to attract your twin flame. If some of you have been feeling this, and I don't mean just isolated or feeling dark, if some of you have been feeling this, that means you're about to have an encounter with your karmic partner. You might even be getting anxiety attacks of this partner and not you. And you'll know because it's just uncharacteristic to your behavior. That means Saturn in Capricorn of karma with Venus, your karmic partner is coming back and you have to deal with them. And that's why you're feeling mad, because your soul's like, damn it, I have to deal with this loser again. Crap. And Pluto's there. So you're going to actually have to work through it. All right. Some of the people who were in the main canon, you thought you can go through this filler episode and escape your karmic soulmate. They're going to come right back looking at you like, look at this fool. And y'all are going to have a long-term relationship. Like, good luck. Some of y'all thought you could escape this karma. Some of y'all thought you could cut some cords. Some of you thought that you can try and be a hermit and just kind of like be alone and never have love again. This karmic partner is just going to be like, look, I don't want to be with you either, but we have to work through this karma. Are we going to do this or not? And it's just going to be like, and a lot of you might be meeting this person for the first time ever in your life. And so consciously, both of you are like, hey, what's up? But deep inside, your soul's just like, oh my God, you're the last person that I want to see right now. Oh my gosh. And then you're just going to be mad resentful to the universe. Like, is this what I get for wanting love in my life? So it's going to be one of those unique connections, because what's going to happen is you're going to work through your karma, and eventually, you might actually develop love for each other. You know that kind of like manufactured conflict where, like, in the beginning of the movie, the brother and his sister hate each other, but then they basically had to save the world together, or they had to go through something crazy, and then it's like they were forced to, in some moments, just accept each other. It's gonna be some corny crap like that. Don't worry, in 6 months, you'll have the decision to, because once you clear the karma, it's going to be after the cycle is over, and you'll have the decision to be like, do we want to move forward? Because some of you are just going to be like, I'm finally done with my karma with you. Peace. And then you're going to connect with someone new. Or some of you might finally work through that karma and be like, all right, you know what? I think I like you. You're still a little bit corny and lame, but I think I like you. Let's keep on doing this. And you work through some more karma, or now you have clear karma and you can enjoy each other. So, you know what I'm saying? If you've been happy, congratulations. That's an incredible sign that you don't have any karma and you're ready to work towards and build dharma. But if you've been feeling relationship, because some of you cannot, some of you have to actually romantically be involved with people, even if just for a season, just so you can work through these karmic issues. And you'll know if you have 8th house energy, if you have 7th house energy, and you can't even escape it. Or if you have, like, some kind of transit like Saturn in your 7th or 8th, you're just going to have to tough it out. Okay. And this is not going to be this happily ever after romantic soulmate thing. It's going to be intense karma, to where you're both still very much deeply attracted to each other. And that's why there's this tension. Both of you are very attracted to each other, but both of you reflect facets of yourself that you don't like about each other, and you have to deal with it and work through it, so that when you meet other people who carry that vibration, you don't project that on them too. It's not really as bad as it seems, but it's just really intense. And it's still going to be love, but it's not necessarily going to be in the Venus, Jupiter, rose tinted. It's not going to be in the Cancer Pisces kind of way, where it's like, I love you. Let's go to the mall and kiss each other in front of everyone and have PDA. I love you. And then there's just like a Virgo and a Gemini that are watching like, ew. Yeah. So Aries moon, Aries rising. There might be a very powerful. The card we have for you is the Empress. The Empress is talking about you manifesting a lot of wealth and abundance this week. That's really awesome. Um, I even got the Four of Wands for you too. So there's gonna be a very, very, very powerful awareness of how amazing you have. I think some of you aren't gonna expect this too. Someone just projecting unconditional love. There's a surprise for you this week, Aries, that I really feel will make you a lot more happy. Astro Dim 7, maybe it's my Capricorn moon, but I cannot stand PDA. Like, I don't think I can hold someone's hand in public, but like making out with them in public, I'll just dodge the face like, no, nice try though. Like I'll do it. I like behind closed door stuff. Like maybe if it was in a certain sense where like I can do it in public, but like no one else sees it and it's like our own special thing. But like, nah, that's one of the only things that like visibly makes me sick to my stomach. Like, whoa. But maybe it's just because I'm boring. I don't know. Like if I was a little bit drunk and I was with a fire sign, because I say I don't like PDF, but I have like made out with a Sagittarius in public just because I was in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And they're so fun anyway. Like I'll make an exception with the fire sign, but like if it's like it's not if it's like deep and passionate, oh my god, never. I wouldn't. If it's your thing though, what's your thing? I'm just gonna be one of those assholes that says, "Get a room." Taurus moon, Taurus rising, PDF. That's funny. Oh God, Taurus, we have the Ace of Swords. Speak your truth, my friend. Speak your truth. I think you're just going to like completely and radically shock minds because Taurus is undoubtedly the most underestimated zodiac sign ever. So Taurus is just going to outright speak their mind, and people are just going to be like, what? We expected this from Gemini, Taurus. What is this shenaniganery? And you're just going to cut people with that truth. But this is also speaking of divine love. So you're going to really be communicating with people where you can speak your 100% truth and feel free to. It's encouraging this when you have the opportunity. Someone, especially if there's been any communication blockage, you're going to finally have that conversation that clears everything and really puts you in a position to like achieve great victory because you're finally cleared through. So that's what's up. Gemini rising, Gemini moon. We also have the Ace of Wands too. I mean, the Ace of Swords. So, and this is really pivotal because with that Ace of Swords energy, we even have the Ace of Pentacles. So, for both Taurus and Gemini, there's a newness. There's an initialization and fresh energy. But it's really important. It's a yes or no question too. For any of you that had yes or no, this is a resounding yes. But it's really speaking of communication. It doesn't really speak to long-term potential of a relationship, but it speaks to the communication and resolvement of any communication blockages. Things that have to be said will be said. And the truth is going to be expressed in a way that, once again, clears things up. I think this is going to be great victory for both Taurus and Gemini. So that's awesome. Cancer, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. We have Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer is saying sometimes in life you need to beat people over the head so that they can be humbled if they don't get killed by the blunt force trauma and you don't get assault and battery charges. We also have the Ace of Swords. Cancer, I see you as really wielding this sword. And in fact, we have the High Priestess as a supplement card. So it's really you. What I see you doing, Cancer, is you're going to speak out what your intuition has been saying, like something that you haven't seen proof for, something that you just feel you're gonna say, and people are gonna be like, "How did you know?" Even though they should know by now, it's you, and you're just like super psychic. This is really the truth. You speaking your truth, living by the truth. This is great victory once again for Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And, I definitely did shuffle. So it's not a surprise that this is coming out. The whole fact that Mercury is direct in Sagittarius makes sense that these three signs exactly are going to have like communication, because these three signs, if anything, have been kept in the dark about a lot. So, yeah. Leo, Leo moon, Leo rising. We have the 10 of Cups. And what's interesting about the 10 of Cups is this features a relationship with someone that you have a deep spiritual connection with. So this is really more so about the blissful spiritual connection that you have, and you finally experiencing this. Leo, if you're with an existing partner or if you're single, you're going to definitely be feeling the bliss. All right. There's a lot of people who are jealous that you already have this with someone too, for some of you Leos. So this is a good week to rub it in their faces and just be like, hey, I'm in love. You could just have like hired people just like saxophone and you can just rub in people's faces that you have the love of your life and you're in love, and let these salty haters keep hating because that's all they're good for. Virgo, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. We have the Justice card. There's multiple applications for this. For some of you, the Justice card could mean marriage. Virgo, for some of you, I'm getting the sense that you're with somebody who feels like they have to just buy you a $50 million ring and take you down the aisle. And it's like they have no clue that you're totally fine with just going to the law court and getting married there and doing the wedding later when you can. So I think I think you're with someone that can finally like accept that. I'm just getting the whole sense that there's going to be karma shifting. This is what the meaning of this is. Your karma is going to shift because things are going to balance out. So you're going to make important decisions that will key this in. But Justice is the marriage card. But it's not like a Hierophant where it's like a traditional marriage. The Justice card is we go to the court, we're legally married. And for some of you Virgos, you want to try and push for that more than the whole traditional like wedding. I think some of you Virgos don't even want that. I think some of you Virgos, you don't even want other people involved. You just want it, you, your partner, and the witness in the court. And if some of you Virgos have been going through certain, maybe you're with a partner who wants to be more like extravagant, or like they want everyone to know, stand your ground here, because there's a lot of wisdom. It's way better if you're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? If you really want that special sacred connection, there's nothing wrong with the wedding too. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who want the private wedding court stuff, you know what I'm saying? My moon's in Capricorn, so that's the same way I am too. I wouldn't mind having like my, you know, our parents and family, but you know what I'm saying? Like a simple, nice and simple. And that's not to say that. See, some of you are under the impression that if you have it this way, you can't have the wedding. You can have the extravagant wedding too, like later. It's just if you're waiting to get married until then, do this first. I mean, I'm sure you'll have to do it first, right? You need to give them a paper, but don't feel like you have to do it one after the other. You can do the wedding later. If you some of you might want to get this done first. So regardless though, there's definitely going to be a very profound shift in your karma. You want to make sure that you're holding others accountable, and don't let other people like step over your boundaries. Some of you Virgos might have to tell certain partners or potential partners that they're not acting fairly, and they'll respect you for it. Okay. Libra moon, Libra rising. We have the Sun in Virgo card, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is speaking of you working really, 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 really hard. What this is encouraging you to do is actually incorporate love and romance into your existing projects. The best date that you can take someone on is have them actually help you doing creative work you do, or involve them in a project. Be like, hey, let's work on a musical album together, or hey, let's write a blog post. Get them involved in your work so that through this, they can really see how amazing and genius you are. And you might have, some of you might be, this isn't a 10 of Wands, so it's not busyness, but you really want to focus on the quality of work you do. It's also really speaking of the more you work on your relationship and the more you work on the issues, the better. But I mean, for those of you who are single, this is a really good first date. Like if you want to ask someone on a date, if you want to kind of, you know, have them do a project with you, and it'd be kind of fun. Probably be really fun. Oh, thank you, Adore. Thank you, Adorjin. I'm going to assume this is Moon Bay. Can I get a confirmation? We'll see. Scorpio, Adorjin. Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. The King of Swords. Thank you, Moon Bay. The King of Swords is saying, similar to this king, you just want to give a death stare to anyone who you're trying to get with. I think some of you Scorpios have seen Libras, you know, sweet talk people. You've seen Sagittarius. You know how Sagittarius doesn't even have to say a word. They can just giggle and take your chick, or giggle and take your man. Just be like, ha, ha, or just to get any man. Ha. They can just speak in like laughter, like, ha, ha, start touching that person. And or then Libra will just like sweet talk somebody, just be super charming, have a conversation before you know it. So Scorpio's next to Libra and Sag. And some of you feel like you have to do normal things to get with people. No, Scorpio. See, what they don't have that you have is a death stare. So Scorpio, whenever you see someone you like, some of you already do this, just give them a death stare. Just be like, if you're lucky, they'll be like a Cancer, and the Cancer will be like, oh my God, they're giving me a death stare. That's so creepy. I love it. All right. If you're lucky, some people might like it. All right. But just give them a death stare. Most people will be creeped out, but you just want to give them a death stare until they come to you and then they submit themselves to you. Some of you are just trying to do it the heart. Some of you are trying to get to know the people you want to be with. The King of Swords is very objective. And it's even definitely just speaking of, you know, you don't even have to. Some of you are already feeling like you don't want to. So I'm trying to let you know it'll work. There's some people out there that dig that. Like there's some people out there that are waiting to get death stared. You have no idea how much Pisces is just riding around like, oh my gosh, I wish someone would just death stare me so I can fall in love with them. Like, you have no idea how much that's Cancer's fantasy. Like, don't worry. It's okay. Some people might think you're weird, but give them the death stare and do it until someone actually, acknowledges you. The King of Swords is also saying, like, some of you are trying to shut your hearts out to love and do this whole, like, I'm just going to be 100% logical. Okay. Some of you are trying to be the King of Swords. This is Aquarius. Some of you are trying to be the King of Swords when it comes to love, and the universe wants you to be the Page of Cups. So some of you are trying to be like, nope, I'm not going to catch feelings right now. This is not logical. Nope. Love isn't even really, it's just a chemical reaction. Nope, this isn't even practical. What, do they even have good genes? No. I don't even think these people have like doctorate or good education. This is just, it's not objective. It's just not objective. Maybe we can talk about it. No, it's not logical. But the universe wants you to be like, oh my God, I'm so in love. Okay, so this one's talking to their fish. They're just so in love with love. And Scorpio, you're just gonna have to like catch feelings again. Okay. The moment you do that, you won't get betrayed, Scorpio. Please, please, please. Just open your goddamn heart and oops, pregnancy. All right, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. The card that I have for you. Damn, we got the Page of Cups. So Sagittarius, looks like you're just gonna be giggling. Yo, have you ever seen a Sagittarius like fall in love like in the moment? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Oh my God! Oh my God! No! Do you want to have sex? No! Stop it! Oh my God! So yeah, Sagittarius, just like embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna be a really fun week for you, and things are gonna move super fast, and you're just gonna be like, oh my God! Like, it's not a hearty laugh. It's not the laugh they do because they're funny. It's just like, so if you see Sagittarius is doing that giggle laugh, like, now you know why. Some of you, it's gonna be a new love too. So this new love is gonna move really fast. So congratulations, Sagittarius. I think you're gonna catch this major W. Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. Of course, we have the death card. So it's just impossible for you not to experience love without dying. It's like whether you're the single lonely Capricorn or the Capricorn in love with your partner, it's you can't even go on dates without things just dying around you. It's just gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is not romantic like at all. But nah, if anything, Capricorn, The Death card is talking about some of you single Capricorns are going to get with like the Lord of Death itself. Like Pluto's going to finally reveal itself. And it's like, if you're single and you get with someone, it's going to transform forever. Like your whole life is going to change. This love cycle for you is going to transform your entire life. And certain things in your life will never, ever, ever be the same. You have to. So prepare for that. Maybe some of you have been feeling that. It's over. Okay. The Death card for some of you could be single. The Death card for some of you could be Capricorns who are getting married because you're with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and maybe this is the week you finally get married, so you're no longer single. This week is bringing with it a ridiculous transformation. It's not an ending though. The Death card isn't like 10 of Swords ending. This is just a complete ending to an old situation. It's a complete end to an old situation. And this isn't necessarily divorce as much as it would be once the divorce proceedings are completely through. So this is what lets me know it's really just like a total change. The way you interact with certain people, the way you think about love, the way you even interact with love. There are certain things you wouldn't even do, like complete rebirth. So some of you, yeah. If that means anything. Ether, please don't call me out like that. It's true, but still. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. Oh, that's okay. Weird. Scorpio and Leo. So, damn, Aquarius. You even got the 4 of Wands for you too. Wow. So it's looking like Aquarius for you. Damn. I think you're going to combust. I think you're going to combust this week. Your sex drive is just going to be like, be careful of Aquarius guys, because they're just going to be on the prowl. Like, there's this just like, Aquarius is usually just like mellow and chill and detached, but there's this like every other week, maybe like 2 weeks out of the year where they just get super sexual and like they become Leo. And it's just like, they want to be your friend, and it's like, hey, but they really just want sex. Okay. But outside of that though, the Strength card is definitely speaking of a lot of confidence and No. Honestly, I'm getting sex for you. Honestly, for you, I'm just getting like sex, like sexual energy or sexuality. So this is going to really, if you've been suppressing it, oh my God, like it's just going to come out so bad. So good, really. But yeah. And you're going to have opportunities for it too all week. So I think this week is just going to be dedicated to working out those kinks. It's going to be so fun. Like, that's the Strength card, is if you want fun and frolics, right? Congratulations, Dominic. You know what I'm saying? That's really where it's coming from. So for some of you Aquariuses, it's going to be like a Leo friend who just instigates sex for you. Or, you know, this could actually be the Strength card prowling on you. Like, hey, Aquarius, why don't you abduct and probe me? Pisces moon, Pisces rising. We have the 4 of Wands. Would you look at that? Serendipity and celebration. We're going to throw in the 3 of Cups too. You're going to experience great love. and parties. I mean, this is a holiday season. So, you know what I'm saying? You might very well be the life of the party. Okay. And very, very interestingly enough, this week is just going to be very festive. You're going to celebrate. You're going to be very happy. All right. Amazing, Pisces. Sugoi! 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 I'm going to pull one more card for everybody. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So, you know, Sagittarius isn't going to be the only one giggling, okay? And make sure you're not holding on to something so much that you ignore the new potential for love. But for some of you, I see this as the best of both worlds. And what this is saying is any new love or new feelings that develop will ground and stabilize. So have fun. Okay. Cuff your bae noun. Moon Bae said it right. Cuff your bae. If anything happens, cuff and shackle them down. Hold on to them and be like, did you think you were going anywhere? What? Venus is not in Sagittarius anymore. It's in Capricorn. You're getting cuffed. And then handcuff them and then just giggle like, you ever see a Sagittarius with a Capricorn moon or rising fall in love? I just shackled us. No, you can't go anywhere. Yeah, it's a little scary. All right. Welcome to the last part of cuffing season. And now I'm going to pull for the super chat. Amen. Woo! Oh, wow. I wonder who invented cuffing season. Moon Bae, thank you for the donate. Moon Bae, we have the World card. Got it with the Hermit, but the World card is a grand completion for you. So congratulations. You're going to see things come together in beautiful ways. Aluna Ash. He is struggling internally. He's at his wit's end and he's completely given up. I think what he needs more than ever right now is somebody, because he feels betrayed, backstabbed. This is a Sun in Gemini card, so it's basically how every Gemini feels, but we just put on a fake smile like we're okay. The Chick P83, the card I have for you, is the Ace of Pentacles, which is so amazing because it's like the new seeds for, you know, something very, very blissful. A healthy beginning is going to bless you profoundly. Luna G, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is definitely speaking of a very objective approach to much of your... A very objective approach. Oh, Moonbay, if you look at the zodiac sign for the card, it's the official sign for the card. But yeah, there's going to be an objective approach to how you address things in your life that'll be very objective instead of emotional. The more objective and the rational it can be, the better. Brianne Mendez, we have the 10 of Swords, once again, just to illustrate the non-existingness of your career. The 10 of Swords just wants to confirm it. It's dead and it's lifeless. and there's swords sticking out of the back. I'm sorry. Yeah, the message here is it can only get better from here though. So potato dono. For the relationships with my two cat friends in life, it's about to reach greater abundance and wealth. So the Empress is a promising more fruitful connection between the two. Danielle Sims. I have the Four of Pentacles, which is speaking to a grounding and assured material gain. You'll find that you cuff each other very greatly. We have the Ace of Wands, Miss Kiki, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's speaking of new energy erupting very powerfully for you. Stonerland TV. We have the King of Swords for you. Be blunt, be objective, and be truthful. Okay. And make sure you're in a position to embrace your objectivity. Evangela. We have the Four of Pentacles. And for those of you who did the super chat, I don't think I will have forgotten about you. I will pull your card. I'm just going to go a little out of order here. The Four of Pentacles for you, Evangela, is saying you're going to have assured material gain that will help you save a lot more money. Khalil Lewis, and it's coming in now. It's going to raise your financial situation. Khalil Lewis, should I keep trying with the Gemini love interest? Yes. Get sexual too. Maybe you're not getting sexual and you're trying to appeal to her mind. Maybe you're trying to get sexual and not appeal to her mind. But yeah, don't keep trying, but don't give up either. Contemplating key, we have the World. So the card of the week for you is definitely speaking of very profound completion. Okay. And very profound success. Joanna, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Johanna Highland, the Wheel of Fortune is definitely seeking of you being in a position to experience a change of luck and a turn of fortune. Lily 626, we have the World for you too. And the World card is definitely speaking of very, very powerful and realization of your path up until now. Monique Muniz. We have the Wheel of Fortune indicating a great shift of luck for you. And the Six of Wands wanted to come out too. So the shift of luck is going to have much to do with people receptive to something creative you've done that's going to get you more popularity. And it's going to be like fate and luck that shifts this. You'll see things move forward for you from this. Allergic and Fit NY. The Nine of Pentacles is saying, yeah, you can give them a chance, but definitely focus a lot more on what you're doing independently. If anything, I think the Scorpio is more focused on their own independent wealth right now. So you can give them give them a chance. Give them a chance. Jazz Ravenel. We have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is speaking of really being in a position to, instead of fighting with any ideas, just kind of let go or give up on something that has been difficult. It's finally time to end it, and you can now move forward without all that stress. Eccentric. Happy New Earth integration to you too. And we have the Nine of Pentacles talking about the efforts you've made, really setting you forth on a greater financial level. So rock on with your bad self. Jamison Ryan, we have the Four of Pentacles. So you're caking up too. All right. Good night, Miko. You're caking up too, Jamison. And you're going to definitely gain a lot of financial security or just find yourself cuffed up. Okay. Alfreda, thank you for the love. We have the Ace of Swords for you. And the Ace of Swords is talking about the truth coming to light and you also speaking that truth. So enjoy it as such because it's going to really give you great victory because of the expression of your energy. Larry, what was that? We have the Queen of Wands. It's going to end in April because the Queen of Wands is Aries, and it's going to have to do with the recognition where, you know what I'm saying? You might find a serendipitous agreement and compromise. But Aries season is April, end of March. Lilac Ocean 420. We have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is talking about really finding your place in the world and aligning your goals with those who apply, because you got the world in your hands. It's talking about stepping into fortune, just making sure you know you're not limited in your options. Mika, we have the Page of Cups, the giggle monster. I mean, the giggle baby, if anything. So this is saying embrace infatuation and let it open your heart. Thank you so much. We have the Justice card, and the Justice card is definitely speaking of you really putting into profound balance a lot of how you deal with others. And you'll kind of see, I get the sense for you that your relationship karma has reset, not even just reset, but has balanced. So this is going to bring greater free flow of energy. Astrodim 7. We have the King of Swords, which I feel is someone important who's going to connect with you on a mental level that really reflects your grounded energy. Okay. It's definitely going to be a nice connection. Capricorn and Aquarius usually get along if it's an Aquarius. Supernova Astrology, we have the Justice card. So card for starting my own business this year. The Justice card is saying once you incorporate LLC or S corp, if you're starting your own business, make sure you incorporate it. Then everything else will be Gucci. If you don't incorporate it, you're going to run into great problems. All right. And it's okay, if you haven't, just do it as soon as you can. Make sure you have it in your plans to do so and to do so. Taj Holly, we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new beginning for you, and there's a new start that you can embrace. And not just a new start, it's going to be a greater financial seed that will bloom. Okay, so definitely know this is coming in right now with this Venus energy. If anything, guys, let me look at the chart. Venus is officially in Capricorn, my friends. Congratulations. So amazing. So amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. K Light. We have the Star card. There's going to be a miracle that you get blessed with, which really amazingly opens up your heart and mind to love. So congratulations, renewal is here for you. Dang K604, we have the Four of Wands. This is talking about this is definitely talking about you being in a great position to connect and celebrate, a whole lot of your accomplishments. Okay. I disagree, Gwendolyn. I think it's better to tax with a tax ID instead of your social security. If you're going into business, I wouldn't really play. Christine Lee, we have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is talking about the time you spend alone definitely being worth it, as a lot of your integrated knowledge will show forth for itself. So trust your inner guidance and wisdom. Bianca, we have the Hermit card for you too. So if you're waiting for that Sagittarius person to call you again, I hate to laugh, but that nah, that's probably not gonna happen. It may happen when you least expect it, but if they were gonna call you again, they would probably have called you. So the Hermit card is saying definitely trust your inner wisdom, and you know what I'm saying. Be in a position to gain a greater understanding of what allows you to personally tick. Okay. Maitreya. An EIN is dope too. An EIN is dope too. Which Gwendolyn, I hate to make it an argument, but it's not. There's not just one way. Like you, there's certain stipulations where you need a LLC. It depends on what business you're doing. So I understand the EIN, but to say I'm dead wrong, that's just kind of extreme. Like there's different things that you can't. Not everyone should go under common law trusts. Kind of seems like an agenda. But yeah, Maitreya. Maitreya, I'm gonna pull another one. We have the Hermit card for you too. And this relationship cycle is coming into a much stronger understanding of who you are and what you can do. You're gonna really understand your inner magic like never before. Gwendolyn, that's so funny because I have seen my friend's personal business get protected from a lawsuit because he had an LLC. So I doubt you do this for a living because an LLC has specifically protected my friend's personal jewelry business from a lawsuit. And he got it specifically because of the limited liability. So I don't know. This doesn't sound convincing. But Beckstar, connection to Cancer, twin, soulmate, past life. We have the King of Cups. So that's definitely going to indicate more of a soulmate. You may feel a past life connection, but yeah, interestingly enough, this is a deep emotional soulmate. The past life, if anything, is going to, you know what I'm saying? You'll have this more so. Um, the past life connection you'll have more so through dreams, if anything. But yeah, it's more. You don't necessarily want to you don't want to really characterize it through twin, soulmate, or past life, which is not so much bad a question, but you definitely do have a deep emotional connection, and it's more based off of the purifying of emotions. All right, Annie, we have the strength card. So the strength card for you is definitely speaking of you coming into a much stronger connection with your heart and also being in a position to very greatly understand your personal strength through these situations. It's going to be really indirect because you'll find that because you've gone through a whole lot of your challenges, you're in a very, very, very amazing position to, you know what I'm saying, believe in your strength. Supernova astrology, Saturn's in Capricorn. So that was a really great question. And just once again, remember, make sure you get incorporated. Like, just legitimize your business. That's it. Everything else will flow once you get at least an official number and not your social security card. Aliana, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is definitely speaking of you really mapping out your potential, okay? As well as you also being in a position to not be limited by any options, okay? And you'll really come into great fortune as you tap into the power you have in situations. Sharon Andrea. We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is probably having to go through a bit of some struggle and hassle so that you can gain more brainstorming. You might find yourself brainstorming to come into greater ideas. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Don't be put off by any hassles. It's just kind of necessary conflict that has to be weighted. AMP Goddess. We have the Hermit card for you. The Hermit card is speaking of you taking time to yourself, formulating and coming with your own decisions. You don't really want to rest too much on the opinions of others because trusting in your own guidance is what's going to give you the best results, which is really great. You're going to perfect certain techniques. Thank you, Sharon. Pantherina. We have the Two of Pentacles. So it's saying that if you want to continue messing with this Sun and Sag Gemini moon, you can, but you definitely want to be in a position to once again not only balance, it's not balance, sorry. You can continue messing with him, but know that they're playing as well. Like you could talk to them and the love is somewhat authentic, but they're definitely going to be seeing other people. So that might not be bad to you too. You know, it's actually encouraging you to do this. So you can talk to this Sag, but date other people too. Because Sag and Libra have an authentic love, but Sag loves to explore, and they definitely love. Oh, he does have a Venus in Capricorn, but yeah, just keep that in mind. All right. Oh, Supernova Astrology. I apologize. I only answer just out of integrity for the chat, and so it doesn't be like a card thing. I only will draw one card for as a gratitude, but I do appreciate the donation. And I'll just answer that outright. You should do it now. You don't have to wait till you're more secure. You should totally do it now. Evelyn Herrera, the love life message we have is justice. Make sure you're being fair to yourself and also make sure you're in a position to hold others accountable to the boundaries placed. This will now make sure there's no messy energy. All right, with the love. The manta ray, we have the star card. So there's going to be a whole lot of positive energy that you get renewed with. You could definitely look to a miracle to brighten up your whole world. Mary Jane 1340. We have the Four of Wands. So yeah, this is quite amazing. You will conceive a child. I didn't get the conception card like the Ace of Cups, but the conception card, of course. I'm sorry, the Four of Wands is speaking of celebration, like if you were pregnant. So it is a huge yes. Ben Real, how to deal with hidden enemies who take issues with me speaking my truth. We have the Wheel of Fortune. See, Ben Real, the thing about people is that, if they're fake and they're hidden, they're not ever going to say it in front of your face. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying karma is going to get them. Like your luck is going to shift. You don't even really have to deal with them directly. All right. You really just want to be in a position to, you know what I mean? Keep speaking your truth and let the karma shift. Mary Jane, yeah, it's going to be serendipity. It's like the Four of Wands is always a surprise, like something you don't expect. Amanda Jackson. We have the death card. So snip, snip. It's over with this Taurus man. Lady, haha. What's going on with my love life? We have the Four of Pentacles. So you want to look at the Capricorn part of your chart because the Capricorn part of your chart is like, ooh, we need some money. I know you want some love, but we want some money. And until we get some more money, I'm going to block love from you. So let's get some money. And then we're going to get some more money. And then we're going to get some more money. And then we'll get some love. But actually, the Four of Pentacles is speaking to a stabilization. So it's actually pretty cool. The efforts you're making to stabilize are creating a great foundation. Sabina, much love, peace, and light to you too. This King of Cups has a very abundant energy to share with you. Peace, Nika. And the King of Cups has a lot of compassion and love to pour on you with these cups. So definitely, definitely beautiful. Definitely, definitely powerful. All right. Yeah, well, Mary Jane, it's interesting. I get the sense that you still may conceive. Because once again, the Four of Wands is a very, it's like a surprise. It's like, even if you expect it, it's like, what? How? Like, so that makes sense why I didn't get the conception card, but Four of Wands is speaking of a great celebration. So that would definitely be a miracle. L Rising, the card that we have for you is the Chariot. The Chariot card is speaking of great victory. And it's also speaking of you could be in a position to master your natural forces so that you also move forward with the momentum and experience triumph. This triumph is triumph that you're going to achieve yourself as you balance the light and dark within you. Goddess adorned, what should my next move be with my twin? Write a contract and legitimize the union. Marriage. Riley Games. We have the Chariot card for you, Riley, which is talking about you controlling and gaining triumph. And we had it with the Ace of Wands. So you're really stepping forward into victory. It's like you pass that finish line and you beat the competition. So congrats. If you're in a competition, you NL Rising, you're gonna win. So definitely enjoy that. M Ballard, we have the King of Cups. What are these projects you are talking about with your soulmate connection? So what are these projects? Well, when I mentioned projects, the projects for Libras that I said, these are projects that you would probably do with the soulmate. So I mean, whatever, it would really be dependent on what you already do. I left projects vague because they could literally be anyone depending on who watches it. So I can't really tell you what projects because this is what you would make up. Like, I can tell you what project you can do, but I wasn't necessarily speaking of any specific projects. I do have the King of Cups for you though. So this is speaking of a soulmate for you that is very compassionate towards you and deeply understands your feelings. Okay. Lilac Ocean 420. We have the Two of Pentacles for Olivia, and this is saying that definitely not staying still or stagnant and playing with different options is going to do very powerfully for opening up greater space. Oh, nice. Brittany Morris. The more productive, the better, basically, for Olivia. Brittany Morris, when is my love coming with that ring? We have the oh, Moonbay, time frame for readings when you schedule the reading, that's the time I'm going to work for it. That's the time I'm going to work on it. So if you don't get it at the time, give it at most another 48 hours at most. But the time you schedule a recorded report is the time I'm going to work on. The Three of Pentacles, Brittany, for you is Mars and Capricorn. So Mars is going to be in Capricorn March 23rd. So it could be then, unless it's going to be the next time. But Three of Pentacles is definitely speaking of, two people I feel coming together as well. Alexa Jimenez, we have the Two of Wands. So once again, oh, my bad, Moonbay, the timeline. For the readings tonight, when I pull, usually instant. I don't like to do like long out, so it's usually going to manifest within like 24 hours or less for me. I don't know. That's go away, Siri. Alexa, we have the Two of Wands, so you definitely have, with this Mars and Aries influence, a lot of power and choice. You know what I mean? Don't necessarily feel limited. And that's really more of what you want to embrace. Like, you're the one with the power and choice, and you maintaining that attitude will have you have the right. Wow, that just happened right now. Will have you have the right attitude, but it's speaking of a fortunate process, and don't feel limited to either of the two. Deva Starlight. Anyone want to pull a card for me? If you want to pull a card for me, let me know. I'll be watching. Davis Starlight, do I have a fight? Pull a love card for me too, if you want to. Do I have to fight, or should I just walk away? Now, the death card is either saying you can kill them or you can just let it be. Walking away is usually Eight of Cups, but yeah, you could either kill them, do in the fight, or just kind of, walk, just end it. You wouldn't even walk away, you just end it. Okay. Funny Val. Sports guy didn't sex me, so I threw a tantrum, still wants to see me. Oh, you are funny for real. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's saying, screw the sports guy. You're going to be rich, and everyone's going to want you. So I would just continue to do that. Moonbay, I get strength all the time for whoever my twin flame or partner is. So what does that mean? Let me know. Bunny Val, Nine of Pentacles is just saying you're going to be counting your riches, and the last thing you'll care about is this thing. OJC Astrology, I'm always bored. Life traits. We have the Hermit card. As long as the life decisions are aligned with you, okay, and they're authentic to you, then yes, make sure they reflect your own inner wisdom. Kiyu Mad Kick. Moonbay, she's a Leo? Say word? No wonder. Makes sense. All right, we have the Justice card. Well, Empress Daisy, she could be a Sagittarius too. She could be a Sag. Sometimes strength is a Sagittarius in special cases, but we have the Justice card, Kiyu. Page of Wands, sick. We have the oh, thank you, Nancy. Oh, sweet. Lilac Ocean 420. Stop calling me out. Oh my God. So, Kiyu, we have the Justice card, and the Justice card is definitely speaking to you kind of personally rectifying certain things. I think you're clearing. Thank you, Paz. Yeah, I won't say that anymore. But I think you're clearing certain things, and the stuff you're working on in your life is opening rooms for stuff. So this is stuff you already did. So congratulations. Shannon Southard, what is the energy that I'm stepping into? Moonbay, this is facts. This is 100% facts. We have the Four of Pentacles. The energy you're stepping into is a greater financial abundance and security. Well, not abundance, but security, to where you have a lot more money and you're definitely in a position to enjoy, reap on it. And it's assured material gain. Pazia. We have the Hermit card. Pazia Woods, what are the odds? You would just say Gemini's on bullshit? Well, you know what? No card for you, Pazia. No card for you. But we do have the Hermit and the World. I'll pull two. And it's talking about a great victory and success. I don't think you're going to tell us anyone about the fact that you have the world in your hands and you're super successful, but you're definitely going to be in a position to God damn, Pazia, the star too? Are you secretly like Superman or Superwoman and you're not telling anyone because it's looking like that, but that's awesome. Nancy. We have the High Priestess. You will be able to sell a package deal, but you want to trust your intuition on the unique ways to do it. There's a special way to do it that you'll kind of gain revelation to, and trust those hunches. Okay, Sonia. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is definitely speaking of Moonbay. Could you elaborate on that? Like, that's seriously why you're single right now? Because you already know that kind of makes sense. Damn it. Oh my God. All right. Astro Dim, stop. Hold up. Astro Dim, Ethernosis, hold up. Sonia Sandu. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Cups. So, yeah, the Queen of Wands is talking about a lot of exuberance and a whole lot of passion that you'll be able to engage in. But it's really just talking about you really feeling a much higher, because it's going to very greatly open up very powerfully. So yeah, you're gonna turn up as well. Okay. And you'll see. Gwendolyn, what's your zodiac sign? Can I see what's your zodiac sun sign? Oh my God. And M. Ballard, I apologize. I'm a Gemini. I'm already shallow as hell. I'm not a Scorpio. You want to go to Scorpios for depth. Yes, love goddess. So Sonia, this is gonna be great because you're gonna step into a lot of abundance just by you turning up. Like you're gonna be popular, but but it's like you're gonna be the life of the party. So definitely embrace that. Love goddess. We have the Four of Pentacles. No wonder, Embalard, you are a Scorpio. I'm so sorry. Like, we're the least deep Gemini. So yeah, love, it's saying it's gonna stabilize. It'll evolve, but there's more stabilization that needs to be had, if anything. that will greatly help you come into a much, once again, grounded connection. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Moonbay. That makes sense. Brett Dickinson blocks now between current ex, Gem Sun, Cat Moon. Oh, Brett, we do have the Two of Wands. So, oh, I'm so sorry. Ball R. All right, M ball. Yeah. The Two of Wands, Brett, is just saying to contemplate your options and definitely be in a position to open up more, how well you can not be limited by choices. All right. Because, oh my God, that's what's really gonna, thankfully with the Mars and Aries, the blocks now won't last. You don't want to go down to any level. You want to just still contemplate your options. Is my Pisces sun a soulmate to me? Nancy, right off the bat, yes. Yes. And Brienne Mendez, I would love me a Pisces woman. Don't even, I would love that. I have the Four of Pentacles for you, Nancy. So it is also speaking of assured material gain. Yeah. Um, and your Pisces is a soulmate, but outside of this, it's saying you're going to gain a lot more money. So, yeah. Other than that, I don't mind being with water signs. I'll even be with the Cancer Scorpio. Now, the reason why I don't want to get with the Pisces or a Scorpio, all right, because I feel like Pisces is a great match because they do kind of understand Gemini, like where everyone kind of hates us. We can kind of like be ourselves with Pisces, but I don't want to get with water because I'm so insensitive, and it's like if I get with Pisces or if I get with Scorpio, y'all know I'm a dead ass say something and it's gonna hurt your feelings. And then you know how air signs are just oblivious. So water signs want you to be telepathic and just know why they're mad. And it's like, we're not gonna know. And then y'all are just gonna kill me. Like I'm so afraid that I'll get with a Scorpio or a Pisces, and then y'all think that I was cheating on you, and then you just get so mad, and then you just slit my throat while I'm asleep, and then you'd realize, oh wait, he really wasn't cheating. No, I did it again. No, I lost it. No, it's like I love water. I love water signs. Don't get it twisted. It's just y'all would just get in your feelings and then y'all would just like completely think that I did something. And you know what? Fire signs, you kind of might be like that too. It's like y'all just get so passionate and mad, and you won't logically like think, wait a minute, maybe this accusation isn't right. And then before we prove it, y'all just already killed or beat the crap out of us. And it's like, nah, I don't need that kind of abuse in my life. Oh my God. I don't need that kind of abuse. I love myself. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. But I mean, if that wasn't an issue, I would not mind at all. Okay, it is what it is. It's just I feel like I honestly feel like I might, it is what it is. Crystal Smith. We have the Empress card for you, which is definitely speaking of you being in a position to gain a whole lot of abundance. Moonbay, it's funny. I pulled the strength card for a reading with the Capricorn lady. Like that was her archetype. So let me know if it's for real a fire sign. Because if this is Cap, oh God. But it is what it is. The Empress, once again, Crystal is talking about a lot of wealth and abundance that's coming through. All right. Katrina Brown. We have the world for you, which is the card of completion and success. So it's the very last card, and I think it's symbolic. I also have the Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So Lilac Ocean, I think the Cap is my twin. That's the crazy thing. Or at least this. All right, never mind. Y'all have a good holiday season. Love is here for you. God damn it. Um, I should have never asked to get my cards read. God damn it. No. It is what it is, though. Have a happy holiday. Y'all stay blessed. I'm going to lotion my ashy ass hands